Hello, my name's Jester. Well, my real name's Justin. Not many people actually know that. But Jester's a chosen name that I was given by my friends back in high school. And what is it that I do? Well, I do a lot of things, but I suppose the real question is, how do I do it? And whatever I do with passion, which might change from moment to moment, season to season, location to location. Right now, what I'm doing is developing a tribe, developing a brand, developing jewellery, feather jewellery, made out of all different materials, and kind of breathing life into that idea that was kind of inspired 6 months ago, actually. So yeah, that's my main point of focus at the moment.
So you've been doing that for about 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
I know you started here and then you left for a while, went to a couple of other places. You're bringing it with you, you're spreading the message in that way?
Yeah, it's great. Like, it's nice and portable, and I went to England for the last 4 months and did the summer festival season there. So it was great. I worked for an amazing company called Fairy Love, and who have been a massive inspiration in my life, because they embody all these amazing things that I hold true, like so much joy, so much love, so much like freedom of expression. So when I go and play with them, work with them, be with them, it matches everything that I want to do. And so yeah, they had a vehicle of having a festival stall at lots of different festivals over a 3-4 month period, and kind of jumped on board with them, and they were gracious enough to let me put my feathers on the stall and, you know, kind of express that as well. So I'm really grateful for that.
Good deal. Tell us a little bit about what the flow of your travel's been like over the last several months to several years.
Oh wow, it's taught me so much about flow, and about inspiration, and about how, like, I'm really spiritual, hey. Like, I've been taught these spiritual concepts by these modern kind of gurus, I suppose. And one of the core fundamentals about it is about your higher self, like that there's more to you than this physical self, right? And it's like, okay, so I'm kind of understanding this as a concept that, you know, I'm here and I'm part of this greater soul, and there's this higher self to me. And, you know, I didn't quite understand that so much as now that I've been travelling for so long. Like, this is my second journey. I went for a year back in 2010, and now this is like a year and a half, this travel. And it's kind of like, everywhere I go, I've got this buddy with me. It's my higher self, and he leads me around, leads me to the best spots with the best connections, the best opportunities, and it's kind of like very distinctive difference between my mind, or this physical self that I feel like I'm in control of, and then I think I'm so wise, making all my decisions and stuff like that. But I'm proven so many times, like over and over again, that I've got no idea, and that this higher self of mine really does have an amazing idea of what to do. And it's been a real constant theme, hey, of kind of like getting this inspiration, and so I had these plans. I had some plans, you know, I'm going to go to this country and I'm going to go to that country, you know, like I thought that I was going to be in South America, for example, and, you know, like I was going to this festival and everything, and then I met some influential people. A big one was Shiva Rajaya from VitalCoaching.com. Like, he will be interviewed when he comes back. He's a master at this stuff, you know, and, you know, was inspired by him, and he's like, no, the flow's going to Bali, can't you feel it? Can't you feel it? The flow's going to Bali. And yes, it is. You're dead set right. You're right. And it's been, yeah, this following of these inspirations and these kind of taking it down to the moment of now. I'm very reluctant to make too many plans in the future anymore, because I'm mostly wrong. I'll be humble about it. I mostly get it wrong, or not get it wrong that I end up in a bad situation, but more that the inspirations that come in each moment are far more powerful and lead me so much quicker to where I actually want to be. And it's so empowering, really, because where I'm being led to with this stuff is really the best option. It's where the most flow is. It's where the most synchronicity is. Like where all the chance meetings aren't chance meetings. They're like proper, like we're meant to meet each other. Like they lead to the most exotic, beautiful locations with the most connected people, where the most opportunities are. Like this is an amazing world that we live in, and right now I just, after this long of travelling, I just feel like a leaf on the cosmic breeze, but where I really trust where the wind is blowing, hey, and that I feel like it's like this most amazing orchestrated journey that's kind of planned for me, but where I still get to be an active participant. Like I still have to be active, still have to be an active participant, where I need to stay aware of the signals and the signs. I need to stay aware of my emotions and take note of what's exciting is a main signal of a yes. What's exciting, and then to also understand that thoughts or decisions that I could make that aren't as exciting or downright upsetting are not the truth of the situation, and to just take that as a no. And so it's like having this such a simple gauge. Is it exciting? Yes. How exciting is it? Is it, I've seen that it doesn't have to be like Disneyland exciting all the time, but just and this is the mantra, and this mantra comes from Bashar, who's like, top 5, if not top 2, my favourite spiritual teachers of all time. So the mantra is, what can you do right now? No, what is it? What's the most exciting thing that you can take action on right now with the resources at hand? What's the most exciting thing that you can take action on right now with the resources at hand? And so it might be Disneyland exciting. Yeah, let's go to Disneyland. Or it might just be going over here to the left is a little bit more exciting than to the right. And like as a quick little story where I was really conscious about this, because it's something that I've had to cultivate, that I've had to practice, to really listen. And like I was in this very neutral moment where I was waiting for someone to turn up at this location, and they weren't there yet. So I was kind of just like there on the road, and I was like, all right, what do I want to do? Well, I'll ask myself, what's the most exciting thing that I can take action on right now with the resources at hand? And I did a scan, and there was a dude with like a little soup bike, the Buxo bike, and I felt, going over there is the most exciting thing right now. It's just like a little bit exciting. So I went over there and started kind of chatting to him as best he could understand and whatever. Got some soup, having some soup, and then these 2 old ladies come past. And I thought, it's kind of exciting to get more people in on this. I'm like, hey, come and get some soup. I'll pay for some soup. I'll buy some soup. Come and join me for some soup. And so they're just kind of like blown away, these 2 old Balinese ladies, and they're just like, and they're getting excited now. And so is the Buxo soup guy, because he's made 3 sales off this one thing, and they've got like a little crew going on. And then along comes another old lady with a big pile of sticks on her head, and like, hey, come over for Buxo. Hey, tell her to come over for some Buxo. So they get her over, and then there's 3 old ladies and myself and the bike guy, the soup guy, all eating soup, and the energy's starting to really rise. And I'm like, this is actually getting really fun now, like all from this little moment. And then across the road there's this old man, and he's kind of like looking at me, and I didn't know whether it was like with disgust or with intrigue, because I had this top hat on with all these feathers coming out of the top, and it's like he's looking at me like this, and I'm like, oh, what's going on, mate? And then he starts going bark, 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 like this. Starts doing these chicken things. Bark, bark, bark. So I go over there, cracking up laughing at him, and he grabs the hat off me, puts the hat on, and starts doing this chicken walk and this bark, 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 around the driveway that we're in. Everybody's cracking up laughing. The old ladies, the three old ladies over there bursting out laughing. The bike guy's bent over laughing. I'm cracking it up. I'm filming this guy, you know. Everybody's laughing. Everybody's eating soup, and it was honestly one of like a local highlight of that time in Bali, you know. And I look back on it and I'm like, that came from me following my inspiration to take action on the most exciting thing that I could do right at that time, and then following that path. And I really believe that the path is marked with these waypoints, with these signs, with these signals of excitement, down to the smallest little parcel of now. You know, because this is what Bashar is saying. He's saying that the small moments of now are a complete package, a complete deal to lead you to the big, exciting things. And so, you know, if there's a big desire that you want met, or a big thing in life that you're calling in, that you're working with, that it comes down to the decision of whether to have muesli or eggs for breakfast, you know, or to leave now, or to take a shower, or to, you know, these mini moments. And it agrees with law of attraction as well, which is another one of my big passions, because you know, it's what kind of makes the universe tick. So, you know, law of attraction is saying that this universe is like a big photocopying machine, and whatever you're vibrating at right now, so whatever you're, more importantly, feeling, because your feelings are your guide to what you're vibing at. So however you're feeling, whatever you're vibing with, it's going to be photocopied, and you're going to get a physical manifestation of that. So it makes perfect sense. These two key teachings of law of attraction is going to give you more of what you're already being, and that excitement is the path to everything that you want. Because if you're making your decision based on your real actual excitement right now, you're making the most fun of it. You're making the most of this one moment. So the law of attraction is going to bring you another one, and another one, and another one, and another one. So basically your whole life will end up being blissed out, which is what I seem to be experiencing, very much so. And yeah, I feel really blessed by that. Really blessed by that. And it's like a deep blessing, because it's not a I've been handed a silver spoon blessing. It's I've come from a past of where that wasn't, where I was a really upset young teenager. I was sick, I was lonely, I was fucked up, and found these things, found these teachers, and felt this excitement, and naturally, I think we all naturally go towards exciting things, yeah? And so went on this journey of just cleaning it up, cleaning up my attitudes, cleaning up my thought forms, cleaning up my teachings, you know, what I've been taught, cleaning up my patterns, you know, and kind of getting to this point now where I'm in my early 30s and feel like I don't have to clean it up so much anymore. Life doesn't chuck me these big wobblies so much anymore, you know. Definitely there's still challenges, absolutely. Absolutely still challenges, always growing, always will be. But yeah, sitting in this really blessed space right now in gorgeous Bali, with a pocket full of cash, with time up my sleeve, friends by my side, opportunities knocking, you know, freedom at my feet, and ready for more.
Right. Hey, well, that's interesting. My next question was going to be, what about the location independent or the mobile lifestyle do you find attractive or exciting? And, you know, as I was listening to you explain that, it's it's pretty clear that that question can go a number of different ways. Somebody might say, I get to see all these amazing places. I get to, if I'm in Thailand, I get to go to Koh Samui. I get to go to the full moon party. I get to do all these things. Yeah, me too. But really, it's more about. I mean, here you just explained something that popped up for you as a really amazing experience with the soup guy. And so, when you're following that excitement, that thread of excitement, it's not necessarily the big panoramic photo opportunity. It's just wherever you're supposed to be in that moment.
Yeah. I've really enjoyed that. My eyes were opened up to it even more in the last 6 months because I was here in Bali. I was here for 4 months during the Bali Spirit Festival time, and made all these amazing friends. Met these just connected people that I swear I'm going to be friends with for the rest of my life. And in this tropical yoga, tantric, organic, coconutty, everything Bali kind of bliss, right? Bali bliss in a packet was what I was experiencing. And then I picked myself up, took myself to England. Totally different landscape, totally different culture, totally different food, totally different company. Still really, really good company though, like best friends also. But basically looked like a different planet, It was so different. But I got to experience a whole different brand of bliss, It was like, it's like the bliss isn't location based. Like it makes it much easier, yes, in this lovely tropical weather, and there's a beach next door and whatnot. It does, location does seem to add a lot to the ease of appreciation, but appreciation comes with you wherever it is or wherever you are. Every situation has got an opportunity for love or hate in it, for appreciation or being upset. And it was because when I was in Bali last time, I was kind of like, oh, is this as good as it can get? Because it was so good. It seems my life is constantly as the best I've ever experienced, And then I kind of left this whole location and went to another one, and I'm like, this is where it's at. Right now, this is where it's at, and I didn't want for anything. Didn't want for Bali. I didn't miss this, because I was right there and I was where I was supposed to be, and making the most of it right there. Because you've got the choice. You've got the choice how you feel in any moment, by the power of your thoughts and your focus. You can appreciate, the money in your pocket for that you have money in your pocket, or you can feel and think that you're just going to lose that money in your pocket and never get it back. It's just money in your pocket until you make a decision about it, Same with every area of your life.
What are some of the most important skills or abilities that are enabling you to have such an epic, location-independent life? I know you've mentioned following that thread of excitement and the Abraham Hicks material, but in terms of just maybe inherent skills, talents, that which makes up you, what do you think?
Totally. It's got to, in my experience for where I'm at, it's had to be based on a strong physical foundation. I've had to be organised with my flights, getting the right flights at the right time for the right price, keeping track of where my goods are at and stuff like that. If you're gonna be boosting from location to location, and parties and this and that, you got to know where your stuff is. I know exactly where my wallet, where my passport, where my phone, where my camera, where my laptop are at any moment, and kind of have a routine to check in with myself all the time, aware of these things, and that's definitely been a real addition to my process. because it can get wild out there, hey? It can get really wild out there, especially if you go to like full moon party, things get loose, like people, your life can be turned upside down if you lose your cards, or if you lose your phone, or you lose your contacts, you know, it can turn fucking really bad, and I've had tastes of it, don't you worry. So after this long, with so much practice, I definitely have that grounding. And another one, to even allow this inspiration to come through and be put to use, I've had to keep my body healthy. You know, again, I've experienced all sides of it, where, you know, if you know, getting too drunk or whatever, and, you know, wake up all hungover, I can't go with the flow in that circumstance. Like, it's just, I can't take proper action. I can't keep myself together. That's when the threads start to bear, you know. And it's also when, like, because again, this law of attraction, shit builds up. When things go bad, you know. Like, just when things go good, things go good. When things go bad, things go bad. Like, that's when you'll have an accident, or where you will lose something, or where you do get ripped off, or whatever like that. So I've had to keep my body, keep an eye on that, you know, to keep myself in a good state, of a receptive state, and a capable state. And in those times where I have ignored the signs, and I have ignored the processes, that's where it's gone bad. And yeah, learnt a lot from that. Like, it's only really solidified my belief system, because I know where that bad stuff came from as well, you know. So yeah, just being organised, knowing where my stuff is, keep my body in good condition so I can take action where it's needed, and intuition, like, it's so paramount when you're travelling, so paramount. Like, so many times, like, you know, through India and here as well, I think it's cultural, where, like, they won't tell you that they're wrong, or that they don't know. But, you know, I'd get like 3 people, you know, in the middle of Rajasthan telling me, oh yes, your thing that you need is down this road here, and then you go that way. But then, like, this, and so all this physical evidence for these people that are locals and stuff, you've got to go that way, and then this gut feeling is, actually no, for whatever reason they're wrong. This has been leading me the whole way, and I'm gonna have to listen to this, because when I stop listening to this is when it goes wrong, you know. And so I'll go the way that I think, and I'm right, and it's just like, how is this, you know? And it's like, if it happens once, it could be a fluke. If it happens twice, it could just be getting lucky. But if it happens constantly, where your intuition is correct, you've got to start listening to it. And that has definitely been my experience, where my intuition is correct. My mind, what I've thought about something, I get it wrong all the time. But my intuition, my heart, my gut feeling, always right. Always. So yeah, definitely having a relationship with your own guidance system is really important too.
Which activity? I know you've been doing the feathers for about 6 months or so. Is it totally sustaining you? What activities that you're doing on the road or elsewhere are helping to support this lifestyle?
Yeah, the feathers have been doing really well, actually. I'm not a good enough bookkeeper to really know how it's all balancing out. I'm getting better with it. I know that my online sales were enough to fly me here, and will be enough already to fly me home to Australia if I do wish, because easily trackable, because I spent everything on feathers, on stock, really, and then so everything coming in is new. So I know that, and then I don't know, opportunities are everywhere, hey? Opportunities are everywhere. Like, I feel really supported by the universe and by the people, and by, like, I just trust. I trust, and so yeah, I had that, and I was getting another bit of money online with another entrepreneur here in Bali, was paying me some money for some services, which was cool. You know, where I was staying in England, they needed my skills with the chainsaw. No one else could do it, so I was getting paid for that, and then, you know, that kind of, there was more work than I had time for that exam. For example, I think, you know, if you've got a skill and you can get it out there, you can get work with it. Or I wish I knew the golden equation for that, but
well,
I seem to be getting looked after. Hey,
I think somebody's, you know, sitting in their home, has got a desk job, they're watching this interview and they're going, you know, do I really have to have it all planned out and worked out and figured out and bookkeeping and have everything add up in order to do this? And I think what I'm hearing is you have to trust and just get out there, and the universe will support you.
Just do it. Like I met a girl that's now got her own fashion label, and she sells on Etsy, which is a really good outlet for creative people. And she started off with $20 to her name. $20. She only told me this today. She started off with $20, and now, like, I don't know her exact figures, but we were looking at her Etsy kind of back office, and last week she had $700 and something worth of orders, and some extraordinary amount of orders that were yet to be filled, like 400 orders that were in the process of getting made, because she does tailored stuff. And it's like, and this is where she's come, and now she is traveling the world on this stuff because her stuff's online. Like most of the successful travelers that I've met, like I ask everybody, yeah, and most of their stuff's online. So it's either an online shop, or like an online service. Like there's lots of like personal coaches and stuff like that. Lots of coaches that just keep traveling. You know, they do Skype interviews and have you know, ebooks. Like you can produce an ebook like for nothing, literally for nothing, and get it published on Kindle and, you know, iPad and all the rest of that, and get it out there. You know, like look that shit up. You know, yeah. So lots of online stuff, lots of coaching type stuff, and then Bali. You know, if we're talking specifically about Bali or places like India or Thailand, for anyone in the West that doesn't understand how things get made, it's easy. It's easy. Like, it's so easy. You know, like you just need to have an idea, have a design, and then find yourself in one of these places and connected with the right people, which again I think is really easy. Like, my flow with it has been as simple as letting go. And you know, if you find yourself in a community like is here in Ubud, like people seem to want to help each other as well. You know, really easy to get hold of those contacts, and then you get it made. You get it made for this much, and you sell it for however much, like that everyone else does in the shop. You know, and so if you want to take that line of approach, there's just so many opportunities there.
What advice would you give to someone wanting to follow in a similar path, or say yourself, even just a few years ago?
Go for it. Don't hold back. Don't be feared. Like I held back until like I had X amount of money, and until, you know, this was in place and that was in place, and it worked for me. But what I realise now is that it's really easy. You can do it a lot cheaper than you think, and there's friends around every corner that will assist you. Opportunities around every corner, and that, but I've met a bucket load of other people that have done it with so much less, like so much less. Basically everybody's done it with so much less than I, you know. And then, yeah, people that are so good at this that they just continue to travel for years on nothing, like literally nothing. Like I'll find them, like I've got this friend Dustin Kirshen, who I met in Egypt, and he was down to his last couple $100, and so it was like really, he was feeling the tightness, like he couldn't do anything with that, like it's fucking hardly anything, you know. And kind of like, where I believe that where there's a question, it'll be answered, you know, or where there's a need, it'll be filled, you know, where there's a desire, what you've desired comes in if you're in this state of free flow, you know. And so what I saw was that was happening for him was like, he'd turn up at the hotel where we were all staying in Egypt, and there'd be a friend there for him, and they'd be like, oh, come and share our room for free. And then he'd just walk into the buffet and just sit down with us and just eat the buffet, and no one was any more the wiser. And then like he caught the bus to where we were all going instead of hiring the 4-wheel drive, and he's continued to travel. He's been to so many different places around the world since on this $100. So he would be really good to interview on this as well, because he's done it with literally like nothing, you know. And I know he's been diving, I know he's been to these amazing locations, he's back in the States, and he's been through Asia and like all this other stuff, like, you know, so inspiring. And there's so many more people like that are like super inspiring, doing this with like none of that, you know, which is I think a lot of us are worried about. But you will be supported one way or another. You can do it, and I think it's really good if you're young as well. I would have done it, you know, another lifetime. I would have started way before my 30s, because then I could comfortably, you know, go to the States and get a working visa and you know all the rest of that. Like I could actually live in these places and like properly, yeah, do it properly and that. So yeah. Travel is one of the best things that I think you can do in your life. So educational. Like it's the university of life, you know. You learn so much. It's a lot of people have reported, you know, going away for a year, going back to their hometown, and they seem to have aged 10 years with their knowledge and wisdom and skills than everyone else that's just aged or evolved 1 year, you know. Because it teaches you so much.
That kind of leads into my next question. I've kind of coined the phrase conscious nomads, because in my travels and being here, which is kind of a nexus for travelers from all over the world, I've noticed kind of a different quality about people. Conscious people who are traveling, people who recognize their tribe when they show up at a place like this. And I'm wondering if you feel there's anything that this kind of lifestyle contributes significantly to the world at large, to how we interact with each other, to how we care for each other here at home, you know, all over the world.
Definitely.
What kind of benefit?
Definitely. Yeah, what I've seen, my observations in this flow with this tribe, with this group that I've found myself being part of, is that like we all seem to be carrying these gifts around the planet. Like these gifts of self, gifts of knowledge and gifts of wisdom and truth that we all hold as these individuals, that we then take to these different countries all around the world, and there's definitely these nexus spots where we all seem to meet. Like from what I understand, it's like, you know, kind of like Goa and Rishikesh in India, Ibiza in Spain, Kopangan, more specifically the sanctuary in Thailand. Lots of people there as a nexus, yeah. Here in Ubud, and then Hawaii, Byron Bay in Australia, Sedona in the States as well. And there's probably a whole heap more that I don't know, but there seems to be these hotspots and these amazing people. And when I say amazing, I just mean like inspiring and kind of like carrying these gifts of this freedom of energy and these, you know, these knowledge of how to support yourself around the world. Like this stuff's really cool for life, yeah. Like they're good people, like fun to be around, inspirational, and you know, easygoing, whatever. And kind of what also comes with being this kind of conscious nomad is because we get to see all these different cultures. Like in my experience anyway, it kind of like levels you out with your judgments and your your idea of what you think's wrong and right, and it just chills you right out, you know, because you can end up in a whole country, an entire country, where everybody disagrees with you and what you think is wrong and right, and it's just like, maybe I'm wrong, you know. And then you'll go to another country with a whole another set of laws and culture and principles and practice, and it's like, and so who's right now? Is it them over there? Is it them over there? Is it still me? Or is it none of us? You know, are we all just like on an equal playing field where you get to be whoever you want to be, you know? And so, yeah, I think that these conscious travellers all carry these gifts of just easy going with each other, you know, and non-judgmental. And like, you know, if there was a racist person in the middle of the tribe in Ubud, they either wouldn't last very long, or they'd be converted to, you know, free love pretty quickly, you know, because we're all from different places here, all getting along really well. So yeah, I see it as definitely like a current of this kind of like modern spiritual hippie everlasting love kind of flow going around the planet. Hey, yeah, I think that's pretty valuable.
Any last thoughts you'd like to share with those who will be viewing this video?
I appreciate being here. I appreciate being able to share. I have always loved inspiring people and being inspired as I go around, and I hope that some of my words, or all of my words, have kind of touched the audience, touched you guys in one way or another. I hope I've answered some questions. I hope I've made some things a bit clearer, and I hope that I've opened some doors that were closed before, because where I'm at myself in my life, and like I said, it's all kind of been because of practice, because of learning, because of experience. Like, none of this was given to me, but to say that it is easy out there, or there is possibilities where you will be supported, where you will be safe, where it will be fun, where it will be uplifting, where, you know, there's friends on every corner, like literally friends on every corner. You'll be amazed at how many synchronistic relationships you end up having, and that your friends from your home are actually out and about too, that you didn't even realise. You know, they're there, and you'll find them. And yeah, so I hope that I've inspired some people to just trust, moreover, trust more than anything, and just go for it. Hey, go for it, go for it.
Thank you for that. It has been very inspiring, and it's been really great learning a little more about your story and your process and what motivates you to do what you do.
Thanks, mate. I really appreciate that I'm here right now, and I love what you're doing. Hey, I really believe in your new website, and think it's going to be very successful. Yeah, it feels very exciting. Thank you.